Step into the timeless charm of April 1983, where the gentle breeze of Kandy carried whispers of resilience and class. In this rare footage, witness a young Sidath Wettimuny crafting an innings that spoke louder than centuries. A sublime 96 runs from 145 balls, laced with 13 graceful boundaries, carved over 180 minutes of a pure concentration and elegant defiance. Against the experienced and battle-hardened Australians, Wettimuny stood like a calm lighthouse amidst a stormy sea. With a still head and silken wrist, he repelled the fury of pace and spin, playing each ball on its merit, earning every run with dignity. Though the magical three figures narrowly missed him, what he left behind was more than a score, it was a statement. So join us now as we rewind to an era when technique triumphed over aggression and courage came padded in words. Let the vintage blade sing again. Here comes a rare masterclass from the bat of Sidath Wettimuny.
Having sent Sri Lanka in for innings, we've got 5.5 hours on the fourth day, and if the match continues into the fifth, another 5.5, which means 11 hours left in the 5-day game. There is a rather interesting article here in the souvenir. Other nations too had humble beginnings. And here's Lily bowling the first ball in the Sri Lanka second innings. And Wettimuny is off the mark as the ball races to the boundary, back for the point. It's Lily bowling to Wettimuny. Another beautiful shot, well timed indeed, and that's a 4. Perfect timing. Unfortunately, they failed in the first innings of this 5-day test. Wettimuny now facing Lily. Having gone into the pavilion for tea, and here he is coming in now, bowling to Wettimuny. Another nice shot, that could be a 4, back for the point. It's being chased there by Hogan. No, he won't get at it. That's a 4. Lily. One run to Roy Dice. End of Lily's over.
5 overs completed. Sri Lanka 19 for 1, with Wettimuny on 14, batting very well at the moment, and with him Roy Dice on 1. The batsman out, Cecil Fernando for 3. And it's Wettimuny to face up to Rodney Hogg from the northern end. Bowls to him now. And this one, a flashing drive between cover and extra cover for 4 runs. Wettimuny playing that shot. Yardley to Wettimuny. Wettimuny not at all happy against Yardley. The ball running down off his pad down to long leg. Lily walks across. No runs attempted. And he comes in again to Wettimuny. Balls on this one again. Wettimuny tucks this away. Gets a thick edge down to the third man boundary. It'll be picked up by Wessels just inside it. But the batsman will get 3 runs for it. So Wettimuny getting 3 runs. He moves on to 22 at the total to 30. Wettimuny shot into the covers. And here's Lily going to bowl to Wettimuny. And this one driven very nicely indeed. Wood doesn't even bother to chase it. And it's 4 runs. Wettimuny on 29 faces up to Lily. So steered between third slip and gully down to the third man boundary. It's going to be 4 runs. 4 more to Wettimuny. Takes him on to 33. The total 45 for 1. Yardley to bowl to Wettimuny, and it's going up in the air, and he's going to be out. Or is he? No. And once again, the Australians indulging in some histrionics as Wettimuny went forward. We couldn't see what happened from here, but certainly the ball went up into the air, whether it went off bat and pad or whether it went off the pad only. So the umpire judges it as having gone off the pad. So Wettimuny still there, score 47 for 1. Wettimuny on 30, Dias on 10, the 50 coming up in 62 minutes. And here's Hogan once again to bowl to Wettimuny, and defensively forward, no run. Here's, that's a lovely shot by Dias, playing his pitch stroke, Wettimuny, and it's 4 runs. So Sri Lanka needing 245 to avert the innings. Now 55 for 1, 190 runs still needed. Yardley to Wettimuny. This one beats him as he goes forward, and there's a long chase on Lilly, but he gives it. He picks it up. Batsmen go through for 3 runs.
Hogan bowling to Wettimuny. Nice shot, beats Yallop. Yallop is chasing that one. It's doubtful as to whether he'll get it. Yes, he's stopped it. Inches inside the line. And the batsmen have taken 3 runs off that stroke. Yes, the umpires realize that it is bad light. Well, we are still about 9 minutes away from stumps, and the game has been suspended. There you have the board. 64 for 2 wickets. Sri Lanka in their second innings. Well, there they are. Wettimuny nearer to the camera, and Rumesh Ratnayaka, the taller of the two, walking back. To perhaps play down the last 5 minutes of play in this 3rd day's play of the 5-day game, Australia, Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka not faring too well, falling short by 44 runs to avoid the follow-on in the first innings. Hogan comes in with his next delivery to Wettimuny. Backward point, and Yallop is chasing it desperately there. It may be a 4. No, he stops it again, but a foot away from the boundary. And the batsmen have taken 3 runs off that stroke.
And with him, night watchman Rumesh Ratnayaka on 4. Sri Lanka 71 for 2. And to take strike, it will be Sidath Wettimuny, and to open the attack from the northern end, Bruce Yardley. Wessels, a silly point, border, mid-off. And the first runs of the morning as Wettimuny drives into the covers. But overall, his batting has been extremely disciplined.
Front foot again. Hogan again coming in to bowl to Wettimuny. That's Lilly out there. 1 run. That's Yardley coming in again to bowl to Wettimuny. It's collected there by Hogg, and the 100 comes up. Wettimuny takes strike from Hogan. Very streaky shot, that one. Hogan to Wettimuny. Ball faster than usual. And Wettimuny apparently beaten by the pace of that one.
As Yardley goes in to bowl to Wettimuny, turn past Chappell at backward short leg for a single. The total moves on to 121 for 3, and Wettimuny goes on, which incidentally also the first Test 100 scored by a Sri Lankan. Here's Yardley bowling to him again. This one he tries to turn him round. Yes, I think he did get a touch that. Going down to fine leg, Hogg comes in. It's a leg by. So 1 run the total, takes it to 149 for 3. The scoreboard indicating 93 to Wettimuny, but that was batsman out. Mendes for 6, Dias for 10, Fernando for 3, and Ratnayaka for a very fine knock of 30. At the wickets, Wettimuny on 92, and the new batsman Ranjan Madhugala still to face the ball. So just under half an hour left for lunch. Wettimuny is on 92, and incidentally Sri Lanka needing 92 runs to avert the innings. This one he gets to the back foot and cuts him well. It's going to be 4 runs. Yardley can't get to it. So 4 more, taking Wettimuny on to 96, and the total to 155. 155 for 4. The end of Hogan's over. Wettimuny on 96. Madhugala.
Wow. Hogan again to Wettimuny on 96. Very dangerous shot there by Wettimuny.
Sidath Wettimuny, a name etched in the annals of Sri Lankan cricket history, was one of the pioneers who helped shape the identity of Sri Lanka's Test team during its formative years. Born on August 12, 1956, Sidath came from a cricketing family and was known for his classical technique, calm temperament, and unshakable concentration at the crease. A right-handed opening batsman, he was not flashy or flamboyant, but his style consists of grace and reliability. The kind of batsman who would rather build an innings brick by brick than tear apart an attack. Wettimuny had the rare ability to blunt hostile bowling with patience and finesses, anchoring the innings under pressure. His most iconic performance came at Lord's in 1984, where he became the first Sri Lankan to score a Test century in England, a marathon knock of 190 that lasted over 11 hours and remained one of the longest innings in Test history by a visiting opener at the venue. That innings not only earned him a place in Wisden Cricketers of the Years in 1985, but also symbolized Sri Lanka's growing presence in international cricket. He was a key figure in Sri Lanka's early Test campaigns and played in the nation's first ever Test match in 1982. Although his international career was relatively short, spanning just 23 Tests and 35 ODIs, his contribution went far beyond numbers. He brought dignity, discipline, and structure to a young cricketing nation. After retirement, he remained connected to the game in various capacities, including as a cricket administrator and ICC match referee. Sidath Wettimuny's legacy is that of a gentleman cricketer, a steady hand at the top, and a foundational figure in Sri Lanka's cricketing journey. If you like this video, please comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.